Question number 5, Matt Doocey.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Social Development and asks, what announcements has she made to improve statutory child protection in New Zealand?
Honourable Anne Tolley.
Mr Speaker, yesterday I announced I've set up an independent panel to lead a complete overhaul of child, youth and family. The panel, led by Paula Rebstock, will look at all aspects of SIF operations and will oversee the development and implementation of a new operating model to modernise child, youth and family. We must do better to protect vulnerable children in need of statutory care, and this review will ensure SIF is in the best possible position to improve results in the decades ahead.
Question.
Supplementary question, Matt Doocey.
Why has she established an independent panel to lead the development of a new operating model for child, youth and family?
Honourable Anne Tolley.
Mr Speaker, a number of reports in recent years have highlighted issues with child, youth and family, and it is clear that significant change is required. An expert panel will inject fresh thinking and external expertise into the development of a wide-ranging business case. We need to make sure that SIF is focusing on its core business and are putting children and young people in care at the centre of everything it does. The panel will deliver a high-level business case to me by the 30th of July this year and a detailed business case by the end of this year.
Supplementary question, Darroch Ball.
Supplementary to the Minister. If the Minister believes so strongly that improving our child protection systems need to be prioritised, then why on earth did she and so many of her colleagues refuse leave for the Member of Northland, the Right Honourable Winston Peters, to introduce the Criminal Procedure Removing Paedophile Name Suppression Amendment Bill yesterday?
Honourable Anne Tolley.
Mr Speaker, I believe that looking after our vulnerable children is a really serious issue, and I believe that that piece of legislation was a knee-jerk reaction.
Supplementary question, Jacinda Ardern.
Supplementary to the Minister. Has she asked the expert panel to look at why the police's recorded offences against children is 56% higher than when her government came in? Notifications have increased dramatically, and yet SIFs are still only investigating roughly the same number of cases that they were 5 years ago.
Honourable Anne Tolley.
Mr Speaker, if the member goes to the MSD website, she will see the terms of reference for the expert panel, which are broad-ranging. So, meeting with them today, I have told them to look at all the structure of SIF and the operation of SIF so that we can all be sure that we have a model that is looking after those most vulnerable children in our communities.
Question number 6, Dr. David Clark.